Profoundly, it was about having someone that was stable, that wasn't a parent. It was
3 young people with different stories who faced different challenges as teenagers. But they've got one thing in common. They all received mentoring from the charity MCR Pathways.
The last people that I had should helped me a lot.
It was set up by social entrepreneur Ian McIvor. The scheme started off in one school 12 years ago and now operates across Glasgow and some other parts of Scotland.
The scheme really came about from failing. I was in a previous life helping sort out some residential children's homes, schools and a foster agency. Succeeded from the adult point of view, so I went in as the boss to sort it out. But what I was just traumatised by, it made no difference to the outcomes for the young people.
I'm Sophie Oak, I'm 19 years old and I'm studying social sciences, HNC at college.
So my name is Billy McMillan. I am currently studying society, politics and social policy at the University of West of Scotland.
My name's Caitlin, I'm 19 and I'm studying social policy and education at Strathclyde.
When I first got a mentor, I would have been 13 going on 14.
And I wasn't really sure why she was asking, because I didn't know that she'd actually acknowledged that I did have some challenges going on, because I didn't really disclose it with anybody.
Basically all my life I've lived in Easterhouse in the East End of Glasgow. My sort of daily challenges, a lot of the issues that had been present in my past, so my father's addiction, they had been changed by this point. My father had gotten clean. So there's a lot of the issues that in the home life might have had dissipated by that point, but the effect they had was still very much present. My dyslexia as well was at the point where, and dysgraphia as well, so that was a great issue with my writing and trying to get teachers to read my work.
A good mentor, first and foremost, needs to be there for no other reason than they care. And understand that there's 3 almost distinct steps to mentoring. It's about listening, it's about building a relationship of trust before you then can gain the right ability to maybe coach, to maybe direct, to maybe help.
The paths I could see for myself at that point was to be alone practically for the rest of my life, to be in prison, which my father was at my age, or simply to be dead.
Well, my mentor was honestly just a really great person altogether. She gave me everything that I needed and she listened to me whenever even if I was going on to rant about my pals annoying me that day or whatever, she was there and she listened.
She came in just sort of treating me like I was a normal kid, which was really a rarity for these programmes. I'd been involved in other ones, and always they sort of treated you, if they actually acknowledged you were in the room other than when they were actually working with you, it was always very much that they would deal not with you but the problem. We don't care about you, you're not the problem sort of thing. It's all these things that we want to help with.
She didn't really guide the conversation out anyway, and she always gave me cakes, so that was obviously a positive to that. Maybe got a wee bit pudgy towards the end.
The best thing I got out of mentoring was I believe in myself a lot more.
The person that I was then doesn't exist now within me. They died practically, and it's a new person here.
I got 3 mentors, and my last one, who I had for 6 months, she really took it into consideration, what I liked, my dislikes, what I was interested in, what I wanted to be, what I wanted to do in my life.
Communities, unfortunately, can really restrict and restrain potential because you can't, and again, these can be poverty-related and it's more of aspiration as much as it is financial and constraints. What we're trying to do is lift that young person out of that to say, let's look at the best version of you.
And she pushed me forward in doing that because she knew that I wasn't very confident. She knew that I didn't really believe in myself and that I didn't really have anyone else pushing me. She took me to open days in universities and colleges. I've always wanted to be a lawyer, but felt like I wasn't good enough to be a lawyer, so she was like, no, you're doing it, I'm making you do it.
There's many different definitions of mentoring types. The MCR version really is about the young person taking control. We don't tell the adult about the young person's past because it's got nothing to do with their future. We want their future to be determined by their talent and their potential and never their circumstances.
It was a new start. Your teachers know a lot about you. Your friends think that they know stuff about you, but knowing that you've got someone there who just wants to speak to you is it's really important to someone who's going through a lot of stuff.
Mary, knowing that I'm dysgraphic at that point, knowing I'm dyslexic as well, knowing there's issues with my handwriting, bought a calligraphy set. And so she bought that and she just sat with me and we would do just wee things with it, write words or whatever, to try and sort of help me form the words better, and it did help a great deal.
What we say to the adult, to the mentor, is listen. Just listen, build a relationship, let the young person take the lead.
It just helped me get through school because I didn't want to speak to a teacher about anything. I didn't necessarily want to speak to my mentor about the stuff that was happening, but she knew that she had boundaries and she was totally fine with keeping them, and she respected that, and it felt really, really good.
Well, we're currently now supporting 2,000 young people each week with what we believe and what we can evidence now is transformational type of support. But we have an aspiration and a desire to get to 5,000 across Scotland.
Had you not been mentored, can you imagine how your life might be different now?
I really wouldn't like to think about it.
I'm currently studying society politics and social policy at the University of West of Scotland. What I'm sort of hoping to do is to go on to do a master's in something like geopolitics and then go into geopolitical analysis, that sort of thing. But everything's an option in my opinion.
Last word there to William, who as a child had to overcome a massive difficulties life threw his way and is now, as we were hearing, a university student, talking to our education correspondent, Jamie McIvor. We also heard from Sophie and Caitlin, and of course the founder of MCR Pathways, Ian McCritchie.